Well, Hal here with more space engineers, and almost fell off the platform. Oh, so we've been doing a little bit of mission running, some crafting, getting things together, trying to get our money up a little bit. In fact, let's go ahead and turn these in really quick. We should have it in the hauler. Yep. And you should also be in the hauler. Hey, look at that. Alright, so, yeah, that's definitely a thing. So, talking to everybody, we've decided we're going to retrofit the ship that we're actually transporting things around in to make it a little bit more of a industrial craft ship. Sun's coming up in the game, and we have a lot to get done, so let's go. So happy Monday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic weekend and are having a terrific day thus far. We are back at the base, and we have to figure out what we want to do with the ship. Because if you remember last time we were together on Friday, show you what we were doing. Middle of last week or so, we did a small retrofit on the ship, where we had removed the old hallway blocks that were being used as bunks. We put the new bunks in, the locker, and the toilet. And then, of course, you have the cockpit area itself. Now, a bunch of people have said in the comments, as well as sending me direct messages, saying that they would kind of like to see me do a retrofit of this thing. With the idea of keeping the hydrogen tank. Yeah. So, I am honestly not quite sure what to do with this beast, because I kind of like the way that it's set up right now. So I'm almost tempted to keep grinding out some coin and get the really big transport. There's one of the largest transport in the game, as far as what you can buy through the faction system. Actually has 3 large cargo containers on it, but it also has a jump drive and a few other things. So I'm kind of tempted to try and get that. The cheapest I've seen it so far is when we were coming back this way, I stopped to check the vending machine, and they had one in there for I think 87 million or so, which, you know, we're about a third of the way there, a little over a third. I mean, it's definitely possible to retrofit this thing. We'll have to add. We'd want to put a refinery on it. We would want to add at least one assembler as well. Let's see, if we were going to do this, let's go with the idea that we're going to keep the central area untouched, right? So the little residential area that we have here, the central hallway, this wouldn't change, or it wouldn't change much. This is going to be an interesting bit of challenge, because what we could do is the simplest method would be to pull the thruster off of this thing. So we take this thruster out, take the large thruster, and then the small hydrogen thruster off, and then maybe strip out some of this armor here on the side. Show you which ones I'm thinking of here. Let's go with a color. Yeah, that one works. Here you go. So I'm thinking maybe strip that armor out which would mean all of this would have to come out as well. That would come off. Be able to leave that thruster there. This would have to come off. What are we looking at there? It's 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if we actually... Because I'm thinking here, if we actually did... So you take that cap off. We could actually get away with having this... not taking that thruster off. I mean, if we wanted to take the thruster off, actually, if we put that there, will the thruster have to come off then? Yeah, it should be 2x4, right? Yeah, it's 2x4. So the thruster would have to come off if we did that. But if we wrapped... Let's say we got rid of this armor there, get rid of this armor here, because there's a conveyor block. I'm assuming there's a conveyor block right there behind them. So we would just put another conveyor block here, pull that cap off. We'd be able to slot in an assembler, or a refinery here on the side. I mean, if we really wanted to just go crazy with it, we could do the same on this side. Basically take that off. Take that out. Yeah, and we wouldn't even have to remove the large atmospheric thruster. But do we want to have that much refining capability on board the ship? It is an interesting decision. Look, an Italian flag. Completely unintentional. Let's see here. Because if we did that, that would keep us mass-wise balanced. That would come out. And then we could mount the lateral thruster off of the feed through for the refinery. So we'd still have lateral control. We wouldn't have to take out the rest of this stuff. That might work, actually. So it just means that comes out, that comes out, and that comes out. And then this would need to come out, but we'd be able to leave the outer frame. Right, so let's go back to default. Whoop. Oh, you're actually, you would be green, right? You're that. You're the. Oh. I keep forgetting you actually have to hit OK on that now. Alright, so if we did that. Yeah, so if we just take those out.
Inventory full.
Of course it is. There we go. Alright, so we take that out. And the only reason we're taking that out is because we don't obviously want the thruster to blow through the the refiner we're gonna put in there. Alright. Let's see. How do we take you out? Are you actually okay? You look like you're okay. This has to come out. Okay, so we're gonna need an interior block, but or interior plates rather. Doesn't require much. Okay. So we would have you there. And then what we're talking about here is having it mounted like so. Oh, look at that. We could actually leave the thruster on there too. Am I going to be able to do this on the other side? Yes, I am. Ooh, okay, so this might end up being a slightly easier refit than I was expecting. Now, one thing that we are going to have to deal with is we're going to have to get the parts together to build these refineries. The other thing that I'm not sure of is if we're going to have enough lift on this to actually get into orbit if we wanted to take this thing interplanetary. But we should. Yeah, I'm betting we do. Alright, so if we do that, thruster is cleared. We would have throughput there. I'm kind of liking this. Alright. So you, come here. We're going to grab all of that. We want the hydrogen thruster. So we have to put that back since we took one off there. Construction and grids. What was the other one? Yeah, construction and grids. Okay. Come on. Thank you. So go ahead and throw all of this back in here for right now. Grab those. Grab those. Now before we turn that on. Make sure that everything's turned off as well, you know. For those who have been here for long enough, you have seen me take a hydrogen thruster to the face before, so. Now it's just getting that welded up, getting these two welded up. That gives us refining capability. Man, we could actually turn this into like a bulk miner, like an actual bulk miner and refinery. See, that ended up being a little bit easier of a refit than I was expecting. Now, like I said, we need to get all of this welded up, and we need to check our lift potential to see if this is going to be able to fly. So what we're going to do is this is going to be me just making parts, which is going to entail running around, grabbing some resources, refining them, and creating the parts, and then welding this thing up. And since you've seen that happen millions of times before, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick cut, get this stuff set up, and we will be right back. And we are back. Okay, so yeah, it's night. It's actually the second night, and so something like now, one of the things that I had been talking about with folks, yes, and we did get the refineries in and everything is built up. Oh, let me turn on the light so you can see. So yeah, we actually have the refineries in place. Now, I haven't done a test flight with the vehicle yet. All right. What I will probably need to do is to put a couple of more thrusters on, and I'm thinking probably on those two conveyor blocks, so that we'll have 3 small hydrogen thrusters for braking thrust, which will hopefully help offset the 4 primary thrusters that we have that are hydrogen as well. Now, one of the things that we have been running into is we are kind of running out of power because, well, we've got a bunch of refineries running, and we've actually got them doing things. So it looks like we can maintain 2 refineries running simultaneously on the grid as it is. Now, one of the things that we did notice is that this thing, the safe zone, will keep cycling because of the fact that we just don't have enough power on the grid for it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and shut both of those off. Let's see if that fixes this problem. So basically what's been going on is ever since I've gotten the new ship up there, because I have it set so that the ship recharges whenever it's docked with the base, the power draw until the batteries on that thing are fully charged basically forces the grid here to reset. Oh, so yeah, that's a thing. Now, I did have to stop and pick up some ice while I was out and about, because basically what I did is I went ahead and did some mining, which you can see the results of inside the cargo container here. But what we've run into is a situation where basically we just can't meet our power demand because I've got the reactors turned off. I did purchase a little bit of uranium. I only, let's say like 20 or 25 ingots of uranium from the resource trader. And we've also done a couple of crafting missions since then, so we have now gotten up to 44.5 million. Not too bad. We were down to about 30 million after purchasing the uranium. That stuff is bloody expensive. But we do have everything up and running. At this point, I do need to get a few more power systems online. So basically what I'm probably going to need to do is run a second tower of power over here, like what we have on this side, because the shield isn't doing anything. Now, I did have a couple of folks tell me that in their single-player games, the shield was stopping NPCs. So by defining your safe zone, anything within it, what they were saying is they actually had some of the hostile. I think one of them was saying they were using the corruption mod, and they had the grinders show up. The the salvage drones, and the salvage drones basically came in with the grinders hot, and they couldn't grind anything. They ended up grinding themselves down because of the way that the grinders work. Oh, so I haven't, like I said, I haven't had hostile show up yet, but I will take folks' word for it until I see differently. It would be nice for this to actually be working, though. I mean, it's a nice effect. I do appreciate the fact that we do get an effect out of it, but turn light back on, sorry. Alright. Now, let us go ahead, and we're going to do a quick test flight with this thing. I'm really scared that this whole thing is just going to, like, blow up. Alright, so let's go ahead and get thrusters turned on. We're going to unlock our connector, unlock...
No fuel.
Oh, helps if I, yeah, helps if I, Alright, so yes, it does fly with the 2 refineries on it. That's actually a good thing. Okay, so we want... I actually need to turn the connector's power down here, because that is all from that connector. before we connect. Need to set these to strength 0. And basically what I'm doing is I'm setting it up so that these things will stop.
No fuel.
Basically trying to kill us every time we connect to everything. So we want all of you to also be set to disabled. Disabled. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. All right. Hey, look, our shield's back online. Because the batteries aren't charging. I should set those things to charge. Before we do that, actually. So if we bring that one online, are we okay? And bring that one online, we seem to be okay. Everything's good. Okay, so basically if we start recharging the batteries, that'll kill our power output. I'm actually surprised that we have enough power to run all these refineries. I'm not gonna lie. Because each one of these things is taking quite a bit of power. Alright, so what, half a megawatt? Just over half a megawatt? I don't think our turbines are producing that much power. How much are they producing? So each refinery is... So basically the first 3 turbines are running our 3 refineries in total. Actually... No, because that's 1.2. Between the 3 of them, it's 1.5. So, yeah, the only reason everything is working is because basically we're running on batteries as well. Really, why am I not seeing... I should be seeing more batteries here. Okay, there they are. So the base battery is not being touched because that's in recharge mode. We're going to put you in auto. We're going to set you to recharge. And there goes the shield. You guys should be in... I want you guys in recharge mode also. And for the refineries, we're going to go ahead and turn those off on here. I want to make sure this ship is okay. It looks like it. Everything else is in recharge. Okay. So, I think that's going to about do it for us today. I want to go ahead and get some more refining done. I'm going to try and get all of this stuff up and running so that we can get into a little bit more meat and potatoes of the update. What we are going to do next is we need to figure out where we're going to put a jump drive on this ship. I haven't decided what I'm going to do with this ship. I do want to put a jump drive on it though. I'm not sure where I'm going to do it, and what I may do... Actually, I think I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm thinking we'll put a jump drive on either side and move the large atmospheric thrusters out to compensate. So basically, the jump drives are going to take up the space in between here, and then this will start here and push outward a little bit. We'll make the ship a little bit wider. Okay, it's going to make the ship a couple of blocks wider, like 4 blocks wide. wider, I should say, adding 2 to each side. At least where those thrusters are. You know what I might be able to do? Do I have the room for it? No, I don't really have the room for it. I mean, I guess I technically do, but I really don't like having my thrusters sitting on the ground with everything else. Yeah, so I'm thinking we could lower these thrusters down 1 block, which would allow us to do... Can I actually build jump drives? I should probably have checked that before I started all this planning. Because the jump drives are 2x2 by 4. Well, it's 2x2 I guess would be a... Or actually... It looks like they're 3 by... Yeah, they're 3x3x2. Okay. But yeah, anyway, what I was thinking is basically have that move down 1 block, and then the jump drive will sit on top of the thruster. Actually, it'll be... So... Should be able... So yeah, basically this would all drop down 1 block. So the jump drive would sit at that level. Let's come around this way. Would sit at that level. On top, and then the thrusters, actually it would be down 1. So it would sit like that behind this whole thing, and the thrusters would be sitting down 1 block lower. Now if I did that on both sides, that would give me 2 jump drives. And I think it might actually be kind of interesting to look at, because we would have this texture on the side here. Effectively, this is what you would end up with, though. See if I can... Come on. Come on, you can do it. Trying to get it so you can see it, mount it. Oh, well, you know what, screw it. Alright, so yeah, but basically you would end up with the this piping texture on the outside. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. We'll do the piping texture, and that way you have the multiple charge pieces, or the charge indicators, I should say. And then you end up with the actual jump ring in the middle. I'm thinking that'll look pretty good. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and call this one here. I want to thank you all for stopping, and hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to throw them down in the section below. And if you haven't done so already, just want to do something nice for me on this lovely Monday morning. Well, by the time you're seeing this, it's going to be Monday afternoon. Oh, be sure to hit that subscribe, and if you want to be kept up to date when new content comes out, or just to see what's going on around on the channel, don't forget to ring the bell. YouTube keeps saying they fixed it, and some people say they have, so we'll see, right? Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic rest of your Monday. Have a fabulous week if I don't see you before then, and as always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Okay, so we have to grind this down on limited inventory, and that has what? How many motors? Oh, I'm gonna be here for hours doing this. Oh God.